Did I screw this up? I hope I didn't mess this up. It might be. Okay. This is what I get for doing things very last minute. Okay. I think it's working. I hope it's working. Well done me not announcing that I was gonna go live, except to like my Patreon chat, which I think only one person has seen. Anyway, no, jumping on live because I haven't put together any kind of announcement video. I'm releasing my new track. It's called Fade. Ta-da! There's the art. I've posted about it on Instagram, Facebook, also Snapchat. I don't know if that worked. I haven't actually checked to see if it worked. Let me grab you the link to put in the chat. That's the new song. You can pre-order it. Yeah. Oh my god, what a mess I've made already. But yeah, no, I'm sort of just rushing everything because I set myself a date to release this. I'm going to release it on Hope's anniversary, so when we had to say goodbye, because that was a really horrible event for me. My mental health went to shit, and yeah, but I'm doing better now. So it feels like this song's relevant. Patreon have already heard some of the developmental stages of it. Yeah, the song is about being depressed. I wrote it originally in 2020 with a guitarist from a black metal band, and the black metal band, the black metal demo is also coming out as a bonus track, so you'll be able to hear that. And it's pretty fun because it's so different to my version. Like, my version is my usual industrial industrial style with like the metal screams thrown in. Stream Elements bot running. Why aren't you running in the normal way? I think some of my settings got reset. That's great. Okay, whatever, Stream Elements bot, we'll figure that out another time. But that just threw me off. There's not even anyone watching and I'm still getting distracted by the chat. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, no, the original version, 2020, was a black metal version. It was going to be for a band, but the band never went ahead. But I really like the vocals that I made for it. So I ended up, I think in 2022 is when I started, you know, seriously sitting down to turn it into my style. I did give it to a few other people to see if they could do something with it, you know, because I was trying to do projects with other people, but those didn't go well, and people's interpretations just weren't doing it for me, so I ended up making my own industrial track, and I really like how it turned out, and yeah, I'm pretty keen to get it out there. In terms of mixing and mastering, once again, I've done that myself. Again, like I did that for The Truth as well. And I think it's alright. It's just like, because it's been so long since I've done anything like that, it took my brain a little while to remember how that even works. So, yeah, it sounds good to me. Hopefully it sounds good to everyone else. I did try and test it on more than one system, but yeah. What else can I say about it? Oh, there is going to be merch. I also have, like, is there a way to do, like, obviously I'm wearing this shirt. This is my older version, you know, from when Stream Elements was producing them. Oh my god. Face Myself's shirt. Is it t-shirt? Face Myself's t-shirt? I'm sure there's a way that I can, like, oh no. Trying to tag products live. Like, the way that YouTube set up some of this stuff is really annoying. Or I don't know if it's like, what do you call it? Fourth walls issue. But yeah, of course I didn't set this stream up beforehand, so now I'm like, help, how do I do this again? Oh my god. Becky, look at, what? It's just like, it takes every single size that I've made it in and makes a separate listing, and then I have to go back and find whichever one. Oh no. And like, do I need to post the one that the size it is? Oh, this one. How do I do this again? If I pin it? Did it do a thing? Yes, I'm wearing this one. I hope it pinned, or it like shows you my... Anyway, never mind the merch thing. I'm also making merch for this. Like, I've already got it set up. I've just, like, there's a pile of... I'll show you the pile. I haven't had a chance to go through it yet, but there is genuinely... Oh my god. Oh my god. Pile! And, so that's your preview, and you'll notice there's also other new shirts in there. Yeah, I'm really paranoid that the live stream is, like, it could be muted and I would just never know. The only way I can tell is if I, like, try and... How do I share this? And just check for myself that it's actually working. Can you imagine? I've already been rambling. Oh no! Why is it doing ads for me? Like, doesn't it know that I'm watching my own damn thing? Yeah. Oh, I can hear sounds. Great. Yeah. Oh, I can hear sounds. Okay, I can stop being paranoid. Yes, so... Oh, where was I up to? Yeah, new song coming out, industrial, but you will also be able to hear the black metal version, and I'm really happy that Henry DeCryer was, like, keen for me to release that alongside it. And the two versions, it's really fun to listen to both of them, because, yeah, mine is that sort of industrial, energetic, electronic, and then it gets to, like, really dramatic kind of sounds, and especially towards... I really like how the ending turned out, especially, like, with the sort of things I did with the mixing. Fun. Whereas the original black metal demo, it's a very different vibe, and it sort of gives a different perspective, I guess, like sort of a sonic perspective, but because he chose different chords as well to what I ended up using, it changes the mood a little bit. Yeah, and I think it'd be really interesting for you guys to hear both of them side by side, so I'm really glad he let me do that. And what else? Yeah. Now with the art, I did it in my usual art style, which is how I make a lot of stuff. I use PaintNet and, you know, make the contrast super extreme, because the way PaintNet, it's kind of like stripped down Photoshop, Microsoft's version of it. I think it's really old software. But yeah, the way it does contrast, it just makes everything black and white, like super duper contrast. And then I pull, like, you know, try and get roughly where I want the dark and light colors to be, and then I pull back some of the color again, you know, pull back the contrast so some of the color comes back. Now with this one, I did have to do a little bit of processing, and I put a thing up on Patreon of how I made that art. But yeah, no, I did think about, sometimes I think about getting someone to design something proper for me, or putting more effort, like, you know, to design something fancy, but I really like this way of doing photos, and I don't know if anyone else does it this way, and it's kind of become my thing, and I find it really fun to play with. So yeah, all my releases have been done with this style of art. It is something that I started playing with, like, I think either before my YouTube channel started or a little bit after. I can't really remember, but I've been doing it for ages, and it's just a fun thing to do. With the art, though, like, so, when I've been promoting all this stuff, like on Facebook, I just post it with this image, because, you know, it just, you know, things just go down the wall, and that's fine. And then, where else did I post? Oh, I posted it on my personal and my, you know, artist page. And then I think I've posted a few other places. I don't even remember. Like, I've been so rushed trying to do this thing that I'm just like, what even is happening? This is why it's like, it's been hard to vlog lately, because I'm just trying to get this stuff done, but then, you know, I've got a dog, and we're super busy, and I am just sort of treading water with life. Like, I got really behind on emails for a bit there, which almost never happens. I'm usually pretty good at checking messages. And I mean, most of it's junk mail anyway, but then I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. I got so behind, and then there's other things that I'm been behind on, and just trying to manage life. Like, yeah, I'm doing better at the moment, but trying to time management, but also it's beyond time management. It's also just like sanity management, if we can call anything I have resembling sanity. But yeah, no, I'm just trying to keep up with life. So then I sit down and I've been trying to work on this release, but I realize I'm so tired that I cannot focus. And so yeah, that's why this live stream is a mess. And you know, YouTube, I will admit, was a bit of an afterthought, because like, how am I going to promote this on YouTube? So I did put in my community tab, you know, like basically what I posted everywhere else. Oh, but I did do it with a different artwork. And so let me show you. Because like, okay, so with Instagram, like, I can post this image on Facebook, and then in a week's time when I actually release it, I can post this image again, and it'll just come up in people's feeds again. I suppose they might think, oh, I've seen this before, I'm not going to pay attention. But I don't know, anyone who gets excited about it will see it again and be like, oh yeah, that thing. Is that out now? I'll go and check it out. But with Instagram, like, you know how it has that grid? And then you post things, and then they move along, and it kind of looks weird. Like, I don't want to post the same picture twice on Instagram because of the way that it's set up there. So I thought I better make a second version, and that's this. And like, I like this one, but once I made this, just this afternoon, I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like that better, because it's like, it's more faded, and then there's this sort of moody close-up, and yeah, I wish I had thought of that earlier, but I've already like put this everywhere, printed the shirts, and it's only like when I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do for Instagram? Like, I'd already posted it on Facebook, then I'm like, I better Photoshop something quickly. Yeah, so, and the other thing is, like, this has been my life for the past few weeks. I don't even remember, because time moves slowly, so everything feels like it's taken longer than it actually has. But yeah, this has been my life for a while. And, just like with other things, oh my god, my calendar. Just looking at my calendar, like, I'm there's plenty of free days, but basically any day that something happens, I feel like that's my day, especially because, you know, with Triton's routines, that takes up a lot of my time. Like, my whole life revolves around managing him. So like in the morning, I take him for a walk, and then I have a bit of me time, and then lunchtime, you know, back with him, and then also, like, you know, whether I'm doing any grooming with him or just playing with him, just doing training or whatever, and then he has a nap, and I've got some free time again, and then it's dinner, and then after dinner he goes into the bathroom, and then I've got time again. So I've only got like 3 time slots a day, which are like maximum 2 hours usually, sometimes 3 actually, no, 2 to 3 hours. I can usually get a bit of time for myself. I didn't even finish my tea, oh my god. Isn't it amazing that I can just talk to myself? Oh. I'm so sorry I didn't make this into just a video, but then I would have had to concentrate, whereas at least if it's a live stream, I can be like, it's okay if it's chaotic, because that's what a live stream is, even if no one is watching. I'm just having another thought, like, you know, I did make this public, right? Okay, it's on my channel. I just thought, like, wouldn't it be funny if I accidentally didn't make it public? Okay. Yeah, oh my god, I'm all over the place, because, like, yeah, really trying to keep up with Triton. My life is just dog mum constantly. But yeah, so anyway, the point I'm trying to get to is, like, the last few weeks have all been this, but also I've gotten distracted, and so then, you know, chaotic live stream like this happens. And I'm like, next time I release some music, I need to get everything finished and then come up with the release date. Like, okay, this one's a bit different because I wanted to get it done for Hope's anniversary. Because meaningful, and like, you know, I still have issues with grief now and then, and it also does add to the meaning. And like, also the song, it was written, and then part of the reason the band didn't go ahead is like stuff happened with Hope when he had his medical crisis in 2020, and things happened, and anyway, band didn't happen. But so, because Hope had his medical crisis in 2020, I made a video about it. It's like Hope, it's like IMT. If you search for Hope and IMT, it'll come up. But yeah, when that happened, you know, like that's 2020, that's also when this song was born, and, you know, some of the drama around it. There's, like, I could write an essay on how everything ties together, but, you know, who's gonna read that? It's just, like, for me, getting this song out on his anniversary, next Saturday, it just, like, adds to the meaning. And then also, that's why, what I used as an excuse to, keep my demo vocals and not re-record them. But there's a big mental health focus in this song too, and so if that's what I needed to do to release the song, fine. You know, the demo vocals were fine too, so, you know, stop being a perfectionist. Being a perfectionist is a problem for me. Although, with the deadline, like, you know, trying to get all this stuff done, obviously I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to my live stream. Just rambling away. But yeah, no. Anyway, so, like, I rushed this one because, you know, a lot of the year, I really struggled a lot of the year, and then, dealing with Triton, like, getting used to him and trying to get my life back into some kind of a pattern, that's been hard. And then, now I'm starting to feel better, and I'm like, oh, that song, and what am I gonna do for Hope's anniversary to, like, mark it and, you know, help me with my grief and all that. And then I think, like, with a few weeks to go, I'm like, oh, how about I release that song? And the thing about that is, like, okay, I could have gotten the song ready and then come up with a release date, but I might not have gotten it done. I work better with deadlines, and so, you know, doing this stuff last minute and being like, okay, when's his anniversary coming up? That's when I'm going to release it. That is probably the only reason that I finally got this done. Because earlier in the year, I already thought, gee, what if I just don't re-record it and just keep my original vocals? But then I didn't work on the song anyway. It's only once I gave myself that deadline and made it convincing, because I can't move his anniversary. I made it convincing that way. Like, I can't just make an arbitrary deadline because I know I can move it. It has to be something that is set. And, yeah, so that's how it got done. But I am thinking, like, the next time I want to release some music, I need to not do this. And I think the next time, like, I haven't really written that many songs. Unless I use ones that I do have, like, a lyric stash folder. And I have sort of toyed with the idea of turning them into my own songs. I could do that. But I was also working on a completely new song, and I still haven't finished the lyrics for it. So the next one, it'll be a while before my next release, after this one comes out. Just like when that happens, when, I really need to just get everything done, have it all ready to go, and then come up with a release date, just so that I don't have this rush again and the stress. Like, it's been so long since I released music that I forgot how many things there are to do. The reason I started this live stream later than I normally do is because, I'm like, shit, I haven't uploaded it to AMRAP, which is the, like, Australian, the sort of indie radio stations or community radio stations. You can upload stuff and they can send it out there, and, like, it takes 4 to 5 days for them to process and send it to the radio stations. And I'm like, if there's any chance that this gets on the radio in time, I better upload it. And then because I uploaded it to that, it reminded me I've also got to register the song with APRA AMCOS, who will get me my royalties if it does get played on the radio, and also if I perform it anywhere. I don't have any gigs lined up, but if I do, and then I have to register it with that. By the way, if any of you are musicians in Australia, you should do that. You should register your songs. Not everyone knows about it, but it's not that hard. And every now and then, well, when I was gigging, it used to give me enough money for Nando's. And, like, that's worth it, right? That's worth doing a little bit of paperwork. Nando's money. These days, I think because, the guy I was working with for AD Destroyer, I think he registered it in a particular way, and so every now and then I get maybe $3 here and there. I'm like, well, that's not enough for Nando's, but thank you. Maybe in a few years it'll add up to Nando's. Anyway, yeah, so before I started this stream, I was rushing that, and then I'm like, oh shit, it's 8:30. If I don't start now, I'm not gonna have enough time to do anything. Also the other thing about doing a live stream is it means I don't have to, uploading videos is work, and I feel like I have to fill in all these things, and this way it'll just be online, and it can be whatever mess it is, and I don't care. This is just my sort of token, hey, I'm releasing a song thing. But yeah, I am sad that I actually like that artwork better. Oh no. Oh no. Maybe I need to do, get some people to do a remix album for me of it. Just so I have an excuse to actually use that one. Oh, anyway, as for the song's about, there's hope stuff as behind the scenes stuff, but it's actually about, being depressed. Or just, whatever struggle. Really, I wasn't sure if it would show people the lyrics when I upload it, but I think because I did it, because there's 2 songs, it thinks it's an album, and so it's not actually showing the lyrics part, which I think might have shown if it was just a single, but I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've done anything on Bandcamp that I'm not sure. Anyway, you'll see once the lyrics come out, and my Patreon cult already know. It's about, depression, but I never actually mentioned depression, I don't think. Where did I even save my lyrics? There they are. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, it pretty much is depression, but it's so there's a motivational element to it, and that's why it's important for me to post it now when I'm actually doing better and have the energy to actually get it out there. But it's also about being realistic, and oh my gosh, since I wrote it, that's been a lot, and getting the schizoid diagnosis as well, and then the trauma stuff, and then having a few bad years, and some of COVID as well, ruining my momentum in the real world, turning me back into too much of a hermit, and then having to build up again. That's taken a while. And really, I think once I got Triton, that really helped, because I've been out and about. He's forced me to get out and about in a way that is convincing for me. So much of my life is about hacking my own psychology to try and make myself do things. But yeah, no, the past 4 years, since writing it, has just been really hard. And then when Hope passed away, I had to get Triton, otherwise I might not be here, to be honest. So I've been through some really rough shit, but at the moment, yeah, I am doing better. And so this song is just even more meaningful, because it has that motivational, keep going, but it also has a recognition that sometimes you need a rest. You can't just keep pushing through depression. That's not how depression works, especially when it's severe or chronic. Sometimes you just don't have the energy. And if you try to push through it, you're just going to burn out worse. And, if you put too much effort into trying to get better when you're, physically and because a lot of mental illness is actually, there are physical consequences and physical effects, side effects, whatever. There's physical components to mental illness. It's not just mental. So when you have all that going on, sometimes it's just not possible to keep pushing. There's all the fucking motivational posters and, people telling you just keep doing it. That's not how depression works. Sometimes you just need a rest. Your body just needs to recharge. It's your system telling you to just fucking stop for a moment, look after yourself for a bit, take some time out, and then when you're ready, that's when you can push back. So there's a bit of that. Some of the lyrics are yeah, rah, 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 pushing through, but it's also gotta just, do what you can at the time. And that's what my life has been for the last few years, is just doing what I can with what I have. And actually the past 4 years, I didn't spend as much time in bed as I did in that sort of 2016 period, 2016, 17, I think, late 2015. You know, there was a few years there where I was in bed a lot. I've managed not to do that so much this time. But yeah, there have been some days. I mean, Hope used to let me sleep in. Triton doesn't let me sleep in, although I do get naps sometimes. But yeah, no, just sort of like trying to take care of myself and recharge until basically he forced me. But he's cute, like, how could I not? And his energy, although the early days with Triton were rough sometimes, because like adjusting to that and adjusting to his energy, it took a lot. So yeah, finally got into a better place. But it took a lot. And, you know, sometimes you just need to wait for whatever it is that gives you just enough energy to push back again and reclaim a bit more of your life. And that's happened to me a few times. You know, I've been through cycles of being really badly depressed and then finding something that helps me get going again. And doing that for a bit, and then often being disappointed and then crashing again or whatever. Right, like burnout was the really bad one, 2015, burnout, and, you know, my grandparents passing away and being like, why am I working so hard if I'm just gonna die, kind of thing. Yeah, that messed me up a lot, but also I came off my meds, and yeah, that was probably a mistake in hindsight. But I was also losing a lot of weight. My weight is better these days. Yeah, no, so the song has, like, it reflects a lot of my journey over the past while, and just, you know, being okay with not being okay. Yeah, that's not to say that things have been easier or anything, but yeah, no, I'm going through another period of recovery. And now I think if I tried to release this when everything was just constantly shit, I wouldn't have been able to release it, because it is a bit more hopeful than I've been at times in the past few years. But now I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I am doing better, and I am reflecting more of what that song's about. So yeah, pushing through. Yeah, it's just like, I've described it somewhere as like cathartic and motivational, but without being unrealistic. Yeah. So that's stuff about the lyrics. There was also something else. Oh, with the radio thing, like, if it does get played on community radio, like, I'm planning to release this as close as I can to 1:30 p.m. because I think that's around the time that, you know, Hope was gone. And the vet's like, yeah, he's gone. I don't know exactly what time because I wasn't exactly paying attention, but I've worked out that's probably when it was. So I'm going to try and release at 1:30. But if one of these radio stations does pick it up, it might be heard somewhere ahead of time, which would be kind of exciting. Get some hype going. Yeah, just checking a few things. So yeah, but otherwise everywhere else it's going up 1:30 because I can't specify a time there. But with the Bandcamp, like, you can't pre-program a time because they want you to be online and interacting. So it's going to depend a little bit on Triton's timetable. Because lately, when we go for walks, he's been dawdling, and so walking takes so much longer than it's supposed to. Like, you know, I'm like, oh, we'll just be out for an hour, but then because he dawdles, it gets closer to like an hour and a half. And sometimes it's because he's protesting, like he doesn't want to go where I want to go. And like this morning, he tried to take me to the damn beach. I don't want to go to the beach. Because it's like so far away, but then he found a view of the beach, and I'm just like, how do we even know? We've only been there once and we drove. Because it's that far, we drove. But because you're up on this hill and you can see it in the distance, you want to go? Is that just coincidence, or does he actually know that the beach is in that direction? And like, it wasn't even an off-leash beach. Just like, what? So anyway, he just sort of plonked his butt down and wanted to go, like, you know, look in that direction. I'm just like, we are not walking there. I cannot. You will have to carry me back, and I don't think you're going to do it. So yeah, morning walks are taking longer than they should, and that's kind of thrown out some of my idea about how the day will run. So like, ideally, he would be napping at 9:30, and then maybe I'd come out at 11:30, lunch, whatever I need to do that day, and then back in his crate at 1:30, and then rush back, release it, chat with whoever happens to be around. You know, there's a few people who seem to be excited about it, so they might actually be online when it comes out, and, you know, chat with people, chuck it all over social media, here's all this stuff, which I should try and get the social media stuff prepared ahead of time, but, you know, with my focus, who even knows. But if things are running late, it might be later, it might be more like 2 or 2:30. Anyway, as close as I can get, it's not that, not that important. Yeah, so that's happening on Saturday next week. I'm also planning to live stream, and I think I will live stream around this time, like 8 p.m. I mean, I know I started this one at 8:30, but I'll try and do it at 8 p.m. And we'll do a listening party. We will listen to it together. I mean, some of you will have listened to it already, but we'll do a listening party, and we'll chat about it, and, yeah, and I will schedule that. Especially, I'm waiting to get confirmation on a few more things going on this week. Oh my god, my life is so busy. Anyway, sorry, mini breakdown. Anyway, I'm waiting for confirmation on a few other things, but I will try and schedule that live stream in a few days. Also, with the merch coming out, so hopefully I will actually try on the merch tomorrow, take some photos, and finally post stuff on Patreon, because I've been talking to Patreon in the chat, about that, and being like, oh, I'll show you previews, but I've never quite got around to it. They're so patient with me. There are some merch things that I've made that I am not too happy with, compared to the old printer. Like, I can already see some issues, and I've got out one of my old shirts just to, like, compare. Shit, that's why I wore this as well. I was gonna compare. Oh, that's alright, it'll go in my wash basket, and I'll figure it out later. But yeah, no, hopefully I'll show Patreon tomorrow. If not, then maybe on Monday. And then I'm thinking maybe on, like, Wednesday, I might make the merch live, and maybe if I have time, I'll make a video, talking about it. Otherwise, we'll just talk about it on the live stream next weekend. But yeah, so the merch is coming out. Fun. I'm hoping the size is alright, but the prints look fine for the most part. It's just a few things that I'm like, and there's a few things that I'm also thinking I might need to redesign, but they're not important to this release. The stuff related to the release is fine. I'm also still waiting on some more merch, because things got sent at different times, and I think I paid too much postage. I should have just ordered everything at once. I didn't realize they were going to send them in batches. But hey, now I know for next time. And I've got so many shirts. I'm gonna have to start chucking out shirts, or I don't know. It was just giving me some messages about live stream. I hope maybe my internet has been a bit dodgy. I don't know. Yeah. What have I covered? I've covered the song Industrial Style. There's also going to be a black metal version. There's the I'm so sad that I didn't think of that before. But anyway, at least, like, this version is consistent with the other track covers that I've released. It's just like, I like that more. Oh well. So I've gone through the art, music, art, and social media, rushing to do live streams. Gonna do a live stream next weekend. Is there anything that I've missed that I wanted to talk about? We talked about merch, and then plans for this week. I think on Instagram, on Wednesday, if I announce the merch then, that's gonna be my second picture. Like me wearing this shirt or something, and maybe I'll try and do some makeup, or I don't know. Can I be bothered? And then, oh, Wednesday. Oh, Wednesday I've got psychology. I could do it though. I could just turn up to therapy with a ton of makeup. Oh no, I wasn't ready. I opened the wrong thing. That's alright. I meant to open my calendar. Yeah, no, I have psychology. I'll just turn up all dressed up. She reads my diary and she'll be like, hey. She doesn't know that I've put a thank you to her in the notes. Oh, also Patreon. My Patreon supporters. This is the first song that I've released since I turned my Patreon into a cult. So my cultists in the credits are also thank you'd in there. Wednesday. Yeah, so Wednesday is when I'm, although I should try and take photos and do nice stuff before Wednesday. Wednesday should just be when I post it. Here's me like failing to plan again because I'm so tired during the day. Like, you know, I mean, I'm tired all the time. But especially during the day, and it's just so hard to focus, and that's how these things get all messed up and chaotic. And, you know, I think sometimes I manage to convince people that I am mentally well, but then they're not seeing the stuff behind the scenes where I'm just like, ah! Oh man. Anyway, yeah, well, I can dress up for therapy anyway. That'll be fun, won't it? Yeah, so I'm thinking my second Instagram image will be something to do with the merch, me wearing merch. I should try and find a white background, but I don't think I have any. And the closest I have is my Japanese screens, but they're not really tall enough. Although I could just sit down, seeing as it's just a shirt thing and I don't need to show, you know, I could just wear trackies or something, it won't matter. Yeah, that'll be my second Instagram image, assuming I'm on top of things. And then, so that's the first one, and then there'll be merch, and then there'll be this one, and then there'll be like 3, and it'll make a nice line across the Instagram stuff. Yeah. Instagram, I'm sort of, okay, I think that's the main stuff to do with the track. And maybe I can get on to just general rambling about life now. So, with Instagram, shall I just like, take that? Yeah, okay. Now, with Instagram, you know, I got it because my Japanese family don't use Facebook. I don't know why, because it's all owned by the same company, the same annoying company, but for some reason they don't want Facebook, they only want Instagram. So I had to get Instagram to stay in touch with them, and then after a while, like if you look at my early Instagram posts, I was just kind of posting random weird artsy shit. But at some point I'm like, I probably should just try and, you know, since I've got it, I might as well try and make it aesthetic. And then I went to Japan, bought a whole bunch of fashion stuff, started wearing them and posting things. And then there was a bit of music stuff that went on, posted some of that. And then I got my Punk Rave Australia collab thing, review thing, and so then I was posting that. But now that that's not a thing, you know, I'll still post fashion pictures, but since I'm getting more into art, which again is another thing that Patreon has mostly seen, and I've been really slow and slack at showing anyone else. But there have been a few clips of work in progress on YouTube. I think I mostly posted them as shorts. Yeah, because I'm doing more art. I'm like, maybe I should start posting more art on Instagram, and especially I've connected with more artists lately. I used to not follow anyone, but then these days Instagram will show you all kinds of garbage if no one that you follow has posted anything new. So there's like all these reels of like puppies and stuff, and you know, some of it's interesting, some of it's cute, but I don't want to see heaps of random garbage, so I just started following heaps of people. I went to the other art fair. I got free tickets because somehow they found out I'm an artist. I don't know how they found me, but they did. And yeah, they've been trying to get me to exhibit with them because, you know, I would have to pay them for it, so to have a stall. But yeah, they gave me a free ticket to check it out, and then I ended up talking to a bunch of artists, and that's when I ended up following people. Because some of them were actually like, you know, they had an interesting process, and I thought, okay, this will help solve my Instagram problem. But since following them, I'm now like, I should do more art on my Instagram. So I'm probably going to shake it up a bit, and instead of it just being, you know, narcissistic fashion photos, maybe I'll also post art stuff. With the puppy stuff, like people like the puppy stuff, but I'm thinking you know, if I started posting about Triton on my Instagram, it would just all be puppy photos. So I'm mostly keeping that to my stories. And there's also just random life stuff that goes in stories, but I'm thinking creative stuff, and I include fashion as a creative thing, all that stuff will go onto Instagram, like the main posting thing. And I'll save the puppy stuff for the stories. Yeah, so I'm sort of rethinking that, because I am trying to get more into my creative life. I think that's been good for me. Yeah. Also, so updates on things, updates on makeup stuff, because that's the stuff that I've been looking at, makeup and skincare that I've been looking at. What did I post recently? I can't even remember. Oh, the epic self-care day. Yeah, so after that, like, I think my mum got a little bit excited. And so she started playing with some skincare stuff too, but she doesn't read instructions, and she, like, just makes stuff up as she goes along. And then, you know, I had to help her because she got a bit of an irritation, and I'm like, oh my god, before you do any stuff, just ask me first, and I will check that the things that you're doing are fine. So today I actually had to go out and get her some stuff, get her some samples. Oh my gosh. It's like recently, I don't know, have I posted any videos showing the state of our lawn lately? Because, like, it's dead. She did a weed and feed, because, you know, the lawn is mixed in with weeds, and she killed all the lawn, and then the weeds started growing back. And then she got lawn topper and put it on there, just like, I'll fix it, but didn't even water it in. And I'm like, oh my god. You know, I'm named after her mum, but her mum was also crazy, but in a different sort of crazy. But I also feel like I have to be her mum sometimes, and I've been in big sister mode. No, so that's the thing. My relationship with mum has gotten better lately. Dad, a little bit, not connecting more with mum again. Yeah, anyway, no, so yeah, skincare, now I'm looking at her stuff as well. It's kind of interesting from a problem-solving perspective, though, and I think, like, my brain gets fascinated with novelty. I think, you know, like, we've talked a bit on this channel about schizoids and anhedonia, and also depression anhedonia, but I feel like schizoids, what I've heard from my audience is schizoids will find interest in novelty, but because there's no reward, like the reward thing doesn't really kick in, you know, it's hard to stick to anything. So it's about, like, you know, constantly trying to find new stuff, at least for some. It's hard to know because I've got so many viewers who never say anything, but the ones who do, you know, have described trying to find new novelty things, and jumping from interest to interest, because you just lose interest after a while. And I think that's probably why. Well, I don't know if that's even a thing. It could just be my personality, because I have always jumped from thing to thing. I'm very bad at sticking to one interest. And I think that's why, like, yeah, I keep coming back to music, but that's after doing a bunch of other stuff and then being like, now music is new again. But yeah, no, with skincare, like, it makes me think of when I was in high school and I got interested in drama. Now, I did have other reasons for it, because, you know, some of the dissociation, split personality-ish stuff, like, you know, is a way of becoming someone else if you can do drama. And I made a video about why I reckon I suck at acting. But it was fascinating because, like, the theory behind the acting is just stuff that I'd never even thought of. And so, you know, even though acting was never really going to be my thing, I was fascinated about it because it was novel and different. And I think that's a similar thing with the makeup stuff. And, like, you know, there's a problem solving. There's so much that I don't know about it. Whereas, like, I was really good at maths. I did the top level maths that we had at our school. And I'm just not interested. And my teachers thought I was a bit strange because I would get the hard questions right, but completely screw up the easy questions. And I think that sort of shows that I get bored. So I need things that are new and different and, like, what even is happening to get my interest. And so I think that's with the makeup and skincare. You know, the makeup was overwhelming enough, but I think now that I've got the idea, you know, I could go deeper, but I with topics, I get to a certain point and I'm like, okay, I know enough about that now. I don't need to go any deeper. I'm sure there's plenty more to makeup that I haven't looked at, and there's so many things I haven't tried. Like, I've bought products. I bought the fake eyelashes, haven't even tried. I'm gonna screw that up. But yeah, like, so there's deeper I could go, but I know the basics. I'm like, oh, I can do what I need to for band. I've achieved my goal. But now I'm looking at the skincare stuff, and it's a whole new set of, what is this? I didn't know these things existed. So that's the current rabbit hole that I'm on. And yeah, Mum's just sort of added to that in terms of like her skin being different and her doing crazy things and then needing some problem solving. And it's kind of fun to figure out what should she be doing. And I think also she appreciates that I'm able to do that stuff, because I get a strong impression that neither of us really had feminine role models, because her mum was crazy and I think her sister was the feminine one, but you know, yeah, it just wasn't something that Mum really looked at. And so then I'm trying to learn from who? And so now I'm like the big sister thing. And but yeah, no, with my own makeup thing. So you know the sun cream I got, it feels fine going on, but today was really windy, and so it stuck to my face. My hair stuck to my face, and so I ended up having to powder my face afterwards. And so I also today went and asked the makeup people, like, is that okay to do? And then what do you do when you need to reapply? And she said to reapply, you should probably just wash it off and do it again. And I'm like, so, you know, like, I'm playing with all the skincare stuff, but it's not going to work the next time I get depressed. Like, right now, I'm managing to do these crazy routines because it's novel, and it's kind of like, oh, what does this do? But when I'm depressed, I don't have that sort of energy, and so I'm like, I need to figure out how to do these things for the next time that I get depressed. Otherwise, it's just like, you know, I'm gonna go back to being a slob and nothing's gonna happen. It's a bit like, so how I managed to not live in a complete pigsty. It's like, there were so many years. I've got a photo of me in, you know, maybe 10 years ago in my room, and there was just mess everywhere. And those of you who've been, hey, you're the only one here as far as I know, although, let me have a look. Has anyone been coming in? Viewer analytics? Oh no, there have been people popping in and out, but you're the first one to chat. I've already gone through the this stuff though, and I'm just rambling about what was I rambling about? Makeup stuff. Powdering my fucking face because the sunscreen, my hair stuck to it. But yeah, no, when I get depressed, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to wear fucking sun cream unless it's really easy. And yeah, with the state of my room, I mean, Paper Vampire, you've watched... Yeah, I mean, the replay, you can also double speed it because it's chaotic, because I wasn't even sure it was working early on, and I'm all over the place. But Paper Vampire, you saw what my room used to be like, right? It was just mess everywhere, especially once Hope came along, and then there was stuffing everywhere, in with all my uni stuff. But I managed to get myself into a good cleaning routine, so every Sunday, or maybe Saturday or Monday if I'm doing something on Sunday, you have seen my honest. But one, like, you know, I did get myself into it. Like, when I think I came back from my month in Japan, and, you know, they keep stuff clean, and I saw them doing stuff, and then I came back, and like, that trip got me out of a depressive episode, and so that's when I started the cleaning routine. 2018, I've been doing it for 6 years. Wow. Yeah, 6 years I've been doing that. I managed to find a way to make a routine that I can actually do every week. So if there's any hope for me with this skincare shit, I need to find a way to make a routine that I'm not just going to be like, fuck it, and go to bed without doing stuff. Yeah. Well done, me. Oh. Yeah, but my life is all about, like, hacking my psychology. Anyway, so the skincare stuff, interesting. I have still been using the eye cream. I guess, like, I probably do look less tired. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. Something does strike me as being different, but I don't know if that's because I know something's different or if it's actually different. You guys would have to tell me that. But yeah, I've still been doing that. But I think I can't do anything exfoliating until, how many days is 5 days since the facial? Oh, maths. And like when they say 5 days, does that mean like 5 times 24 hours? Or does it mean like after 6 days? It's probably trying to be, it probably doesn't matter that much, but you know, I don't want to mess up my face doing too much. What happened? Oh, they want to ask about my samples. Just, yeah, I just got an email. I showed this earlier in the stream. Look at this. I'm gonna have to throw out shirts. I haven't even tried them on yet. And there's more stuff. There's more stuff that I'll post in the cult as soon as I get a chance. I'm just like, oh my god, life is... Anyway, they want to know about samples. There are some things I have. Yeah, there are some things I think mostly like the main shirts for this release will be fine. It's just like some of the other stuff. I might get rid of some of the colors. Secondhand. I'm keeping my own shirts because they're comfy. I mean, I've got to try them on, but they should be the same as this one. No, I gotta get rid of the garbage ones. But, like, so you know how I made a gazillion random colored shirts? I'm thinking of cancelling those, and I'll show you on Patreon once I get a chance to, like, actually unfold them. And, oh my god, can you see there's a face right there if you look closely. Yeah. I'm thinking of cancelling the coloured ones because I'm not really happy with how they printed. But I'll show you because I have the old one from when Stream Elements was doing it, and I think that was better, and I'm like, with the new ones. Anyway, I'll show you on the cult once I'm gonna try and do it tomorrow, but tomorrow's kind of busy as well. Every fucking day is busy. What is my life? Oh my god. And now the dog is like... There you can see I'm too scared to look behind me because he might come over. Anyway, yeah, that's some like updates in what's going on with my life, but dark shadows. Maybe I'll just sit like this. Can you see the movement? You have to look kind of close, but yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so Fade. You do see it wagging? Oh my gosh. Yeah. But so you've already heard Fade, but the final version will come out Saturday next week, and I'm going to try and do a live stream, and I'm going to try and announce it properly, and I'm just going to try and get on top of stuff. It's just like I haven't had enough time to get my morning naps in, but then I don't concentrate anyway, and so I'm like, I should probably just nap anyway, because if I'm not going to focus, then I'm not going to get anything done. At least I could rest and then maybe focus later, but yeah. I don't know. I need to try harder this week and not be doing stuff last minute. Like, when you go back and watch the replays. Yeah. Anyway, no, so Fade. Oh, I was also talking about my mental health. My mental health is doing better at the moment, and that's probably why I'm on YouTube less. But also, I'm so busy. Oh my god, what things have I got on this week? Apart from launching the thing, I had to see the fucking dentist as well. And actually, I've had some teeth get kind of sensitive. I've managed them okay, but there are a couple of days where they were more sensitive. Social media's brain. I mean, I still watch a bit of YouTube when I'm brushing, floof, because that takes a while. But I don't, how much am I concentrating? But yeah, the way that I watch YouTube these days is I sort of scroll through, put everything on my watch later list, and then watch them later. But sometimes when I'm just decompressing, I will, do the fucking Ken puzzles and just have it going. Oh my god, we're running out of time. But yeah, and then with, when I'm hanging out with him, sometimes I'm actually on the phone more Because sometimes I'm just waiting for him, and so I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll check Instagram, or, yeah, he's waiting. This is the time that we usually, do his night routine, so, yeah. I mean, I could get it done quickly, but, like, I should really just stop streaming and, get ready for bed, so that maybe I'll function tomorrow. Oh my god, tomorrow is busy as well, and tomorrow's my cleaning day on top of everything else. It's just like, so I am doing better psychologically, but I'm also feeling like a bit overwhelmed, like constantly. It doesn't help that I made this extra work for myself, actually deciding to release it. And I think once that's done, that I'll do more like visual art stuff, which will be more chill. Although his vet has a competition for like Christmas, for doing art stuff, and so I might end up doing that, and that has a deadline, so that might get me rushing a bit. Okay, he's settled down. He was just like looking at me like yeah, and then after that, my local gallery has a thing with a deadline, so I could end up just like rushing heaps of stuff and feeling under pressure. The thing is, like, I need deadlines to get stuff done, and then so I get this sort of feeling of like, and it's just like, disappear from the internet. I could, and I did, like, while I was on meds, I actually wasn't on YouTube very much. Like, I did take a long break. But I think that was kind of coincidence, because also, like, you know, my ex was like, he was super jealous of people watching me on YouTube. Best offline life. Yeah, I don't know. It's just hard to balance everything. Oh, you wanted to see my haircut? I don't know if I can't fucking see. I got it shaved. And then it's like the extreme version of I want to speak to the manager. Because, yeah, it's getting warmer in Sydney. Although today was kind of cool. Yeah, but, like, it's been humid, and I'm just at that point where I'm like, I need that gone. And so I walked into, like, just one of those hairdressers where you don't book in, you just sort of rock up, put your name on the list. Reverse mullet, yeah. Yeah, it was just one of those ones that you rock up, nothing special. And so I go in, and, like, I paid for the extra stuff, because if I went to one of the alternative hairdressers and got colours and stuff, it would cost so much more. So I'm like, yeah, fuck it, shampoo my hair, because I can't be bothered to shampoo it myself at home. It, like, you know, it wasn't a Monday when we went in, so I couldn't get away with it. I'm just like, yeah, fucking shampoo it, give me a head massage. And it was nice, and it smelled nice, and I'm all about the self-care, right? But then when I came back to the chair and I explained to her what I want, there was a moment of like, what? when I said shave it, and like number 2 is quite short, and then like once she did that bit, then she's like, so you want it blended? And I keep forgetting that blended is the word. So yeah, she did that, and, you know, keep these bits long. And then at the end she's like, so why do you like it so short back there? And I'm like, because I hate the humidity. It just gets rid of all that. And I have shaved it in the past, but because now I'm in a band, which is not this, I'm also working on the metal band still. And my guitarist wants me to grow my hair long. And, like, I get it. It does frame my face nicely. And, yeah, I hate that feeling on the back of my neck. So it's gone. Like, in winter, it's not too bad because it's not you don't want the cold air there. But in summer, it has to go. So this is sort of the compromise between my comfort and the look. Yeah. Also, speaking of the band, like, I thought we would be gigging by now, but we haven't even hit the rehearsal rooms because I'm sort of waiting for everyone to catch up. So yeah, no, solo stuff it is. And if the band takes longer, I am actually fine with that because I've been so busy with Triton, and then I've also got art that I want to do, and then I've got music of my own to release. And you know, I did show the band my lyric stash, and we did try to work on one of my lyric things, but it's just not working with their style, so we're probably gonna completely rewrite, and I'll just chuck new lyrics on, but maybe in that theme, because they liked the theme of it. Another solo music project. No, I just keep doing it with this. You know, any solo music. I have toyed with the idea of doing like a noise art album as well, where there's like no vocals and it's just like horrid noises. I've toyed with that. I would still release it in the same project, because like, I mean, the whole DestroyerMariko, or DestroyerMariko, however you want to say it, yeah, the whole, like, that name is my entire online presence, and it's full of chaos already, so why wouldn't I post it along with all my stuff? I mean, the only thing that's consistent about the music thing is that it's industrial electronic and the art style. And I think also with my asexuality EP, my growls were slightly different because I wasn't as good at it. Like, I was okay, I was fine, but now my technique has been more refined, so things are starting to sound better. And I'm actually really, like, you've heard this song, I really like this song. I think this is like the best one that I've written. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna release everything under this name. Because it's so me. It's so on brand to just be completely chaos. Yeah, I love this song, and I love that I used more of my voice, because, you know, that asexuality EP, I probably was a bit more conservative in terms of, like, I suppose the psychologist gets more into the high notes, but like this one really gets into the high notes, and yeah, I didn't even do that stuff with the truth, whereas this has like everything, and it's got the pain comes through really well, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And this was even my vocals in 2020. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to releasing it. I think I might actually be excited instead of just pretending to be excited, because I'm like, I really want to show more people this song. Anyway, I think I may have to. Where did he go? Did he go back to the bathroom? I think he went back to the bathroom. I think he was like, oh fuck, she's still going. I'll probably have a few more minutes. But yeah. I really like this song. And I'm also releasing the black metal version. I got permission from the guy, and he's actually really excited because he stopped doing music after all that ended. And so apparently he does like athletics now or something, but I sort of reminded him of his music life, and then I remastered it. I didn't have, like, you know, he lost his original files as well, so he hasn't even heard his own song in so long. So I went back to the original demo file, remastered it, you know, got my vocals all nice in there, and then, like, it's as good as I can get it without having the original files to mix. And I think it's come good. And hearing both the songs, like, it's the same vocals, but completely different musical styles, and it's really interesting to have them side by side. But also, since the last version that I posted to the cult, I've done more mixing on it, and I really like the way the ending has come up, because I did some like tweaks to it that just make it bigger, because it wasn't like the way I had it mixed before. It was fine, it just didn't have that bigness, whereas now it's like BAM! I don't know if anyone but me will feel it, but I feel it when I listen to it, and I'm like, oh shit, I like that, that's fun. Yeah, so I think I think it's a good song. It has a journey, it has meaning, and also, like, you know, my YouTube channel especially, it has a lot of mental health stuff, and I think, you know, I know most of my mental health audience probably doesn't care about the music because they came for mental health stuff, not music stuff, but the lyrics in this, I think it's like super relevant, and for the ones who were like, you know, trying hard to hold on, like, this is the song. This is the fucking song. Yeah, I mean, I don't always feel that strong, but hello! Headphones, short back of the house? What does that mean? I'm confused. Oh, what's happening? Yeah, anyway, I'm actually, like, pretty much out of time, but maybe I have time, because I do need to get him to bed, and then I gotta get myself ready for bed. Huh? I don't understand I need more context, because I don't understand what you're talking about. Anyway, what was I? So I've got to try and do my stretches, and especially like my foot. What? Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, and if you're just gonna post nonsense, I'm going to hide you. Put user in timeout. Ooh. Yeah, why not? Huh? I don't know. But it is nonsense, so I'm just gonna block it actually. I was gonna put it in timeout, but I'm going to block it. It'll still be on the fucking screen, but at least from the main chat, it's gone. I don't know what that was about. That was really weird, and I'm just gonna hang on. Let me just quick get rid of them so I just clear this thing. Hopefully, I don't know if that's gonna work. Is that enough dots? Don't do too many dots because it might put you in a timeout as well. I'm not really sure how it works. Oh yay, it worked. Okay, so we got rid of that. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. That was weird. But you know, if people are posting garbage, it you know, go away. Anyway, I don't know, the whole live streaming thing, every now and then stuff happens. But yeah, no, my foot is sore. And so I'm trying to, like, I found a place that I can take Triton where he's just off leash, but I don't have to worry about him disappearing forever. So I started taking him there, and that way I don't have to do so much walking, because when I walk him on the street, like, I have to walk. And going from intense depression, like especially when Hope passed away, I just didn't even get out of the house a lot of the time. And so suddenly I'm walking a lot and my body is just like, no. So yeah, I managed to, I think the doctor reckons I've got plantar fasciitis, but she didn't actually look at my foot, and I'm actually thinking, I don't know if she's the right doctor for me. Sometimes she's okay, but then other times I just feel really unsatisfied with the advice. But anyway, yeah, my fucking foot is sore. But if I drive him to the park, you know, driving's not as hard as walking. Like, it's stressful psychologically, but physically it's fine. And then I just stand there while he runs around like an idiot. And so he gets the exercise, but I don't have to suffer so much. Oh my god. But yeah, I gotta try and do my stretches, including my foot stretches. And then, a bit out of shape. Yeah. Yeah, like, I went from, like, not walking and being way too depressed. And, like, even with Hope, we only used to do 15-minute walks. And then now, like, with Triton, I mean, he does sniff around a lot, and lately he's been dawdling. So, like, an hour to an hour and a half of just being out on the street, like, help me. And then sometimes I need to go other places after it. And I think also I made the mistake of wearing the wrong shoes. I was wearing my slip-on shoes, and I did fine with them in Japan, but I guess they are older, there's probably less padding, and they're slip-on shoes. They're not as good as my proper shoes. So I started to have to wear my proper shoes everywhere. But yeah, no, my body is just like, even if I seem like I'm doing better, I'm still super messed up. Oh, man. But, you know, I can also, like, I'm going to have to stop streaming soon because I can feel the tiredness giving me a headache. Like, that's how exhausted I am. I can push through it to an extent, but my body is going, like, stop. So I gotta do my stretches, and then I'm also gonna do the skincare and is there any last minute stuff? You know, like, once I put him to bed, I tend to do last minute stuff, and that's how I end up staying up until midnight. Like, my goal is to get to bed at 11, but doesn't happen a lot of the time, but, you know, the less stuff that I'm doing last minute, the better. But I don't know. I'll probably think of something when I get back. And yeah, I really need more sleep. I am not getting enough sleep. I mean, I worked out with my psychologist. I probably need higher than average levels of sleep. Like, I probably need 8 to 9 hours to function. And I'm only getting, like, you know, maybe 5 or 6 hours of sleep these days, unless I have a nap. But yeah, no, for some reason, I need more sleep than the average person my age. And I feel like I am more naturally still not a morning person, but Triton has forced me to have more of a morning pattern. Yeah. He's forced me to have more of a morning pattern, but in a way that I accept. Whereas if my family trying to wake me up, I'm like, no. But because he's a dog, I kind of, yeah, I get up early. But my natural pattern is later, and I feel like I'm stuck, like my sleep cycle got stuck in teenager mode, and I've just never quite gotten past that. Although, you know, teenagers probably sleep a lot later than I naturally do. So somewhere in there, like, I didn't quite make it to adult time. Anyway, so yay, releasing music, doing better with my mental health lately, but still quite a lot of a mess. Naps are good. I can hear him getting restless again. Should I let him join the stream before I finish up? Okay. Yeah, I can't really play any music because, I mean, I could play my own music, but, Triton! Hey, you! Hey, you! Hello, you've been waiting so patiently! Yes! Oh, good boy! I know. He's like, what took you so long? Yeah, ready? Hans! Good boy. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna go. Yeah, so that's, yeah, go back and watch the replay because I talk about the song a bit more, but I think you probably know a lot. Oh my god. Ready? Gentle kiss. Good boy. You can also do like chin. Good boy. And like, even if it's like chin. Good boy. Yeah. You are such a good boy. I don't know if you'll be able to see this one. Jordan. Yes, he put his hands together. I don't know if that showed on the camera. He's doing so well. Anyway, we've got to get you to bed. Yes, we do. Inside scope, yeah. Yeah, the cult. And so, this is the first song that I've released since turning my Patreon into a cult. So, yeah, all the credits, cultists in the credits are also in the credits for this. So, yay. I won't play the outro. I think I will just leave. And, alright, you want to go to bed? Okay, I gotta go. Yeah, next. Okay, so summary. Saturday, sometime after 1:30 p.m. that'll launch. We will do a live stream later at like 8 p.m.-ish. I'm also gonna release merch maybe on Wednesday, but I will tell Patreon about that hopefully earlier. And then, oh, you are such a good boy. You are such a good boy. He's so distracting. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, so that's stuff and things, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.